Hi, my name is Haley Tigner, and today I'm going to be talking about childhood obesity and its prevalence among the community. Just to give an overview, over the course of this presentation, we will discuss the facts and statistics as well as the causes of obesity, and we will also look into the threats posed to children that suffer from obesity and what it can mean for them into adulthood. There will also be a focus on what can happen in the community to help decrease the prevalence of obesity among children, and why it's so important to create a fight against this obesity that we do see. We will also touch on potential public policy that should be put into place to help target this disease and why that will be effective. So first, an overview on obesity. Obesity is defined as having excess body fat. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, in order to measure obesity, professionals use body mass index, or BMI. To find a person's BMI, you simply take their weight in kilograms divided by the square of a person's height, and this will help determine the amount of fat a person contains in their body. Children from ages 2 to 20 are measured based on BMI for obesity. Since children of those ages are still growing, healthcare professionals use growth charts to help to identify the acceptable weights in certain ages. Obesity occurs in children of these ages when they fall under the 95th percentile for weight within their specific location on growth chart of the same age and gender. Next are the causes of obesity. And looking at that, there are two leading causes of childhood obesity, and those do include nutrition and low physical activity. When children are eating foods that are unhealthy for them, like things that are high in fat or sodium, they're not promoting a healthy diet. They may have cereal in the morning that is high in sugar and with milk that is unhealthy as opposed to skim milk, for example. Or going throughout the day splurging on junk food, if you will, and not having healthy balance of fresh fruit and vegetables. Their bodies are not getting the nutrition that they need. Then, when combined with low physical activity, obesity begins to set in. Children should be active in doing things that encourage growth as opposed to eating foods that are bad for them and just sitting in the house. And just a few facts. Since the 1970s, the prevalence of childhood obesity has tripled. In this day and age, approximately 1 in 5 children are considered obese. Just to put that into perspective, in a classroom full of 30 fourth graders, 6 of those children will be considered obese. And next, the risks of childhood obesity. To begin, obesity is unsafe for people of all ages, no matter their age. But for children that already have obesity, they run the risk of developing high blood pressure and cholesterol. They are more likely to develop type 2 diabetes, which comes with all of its own issues. They have a good chance of developing asthma as well. And they may also develop psychological issues. One, for example, being depression. They may develop self-image issues due to their weight and be more susceptible to bullying. Because they are obese as a child, they do run a higher chance of being obese as an adult. Because an unhealthy diet can cause high blood pressure and high cholesterol, they are at risk for developing cardiovascular disease and other heart-related issues. Obesity has also been linked to the prevalence of cancer and a higher risk to develop other diseases as their immune system may be weakened. And there also has been some question on the relation to those who are enrolled in welfare programs as the obesity of prevalence of children whose parents receive grocery assistance from such programs. First is the Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, or WIC. These families are provided funds to help them pay for their groceries as their incomes create hardships to do so. Currently, statistics from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention show that approximately 14.5% of children that receive food from WIC programs between the ages of 2 to 4 are currently obese. Those are children that are the ages of 2 to 4, just to reiterate, that are already facing obesity. In Virginia alone, there is a report that 20% of its children receiving WIC support already show obesity. So the question is, what should be done? What needs to be done is implementing public policy that will restrict foods that can be purchased on welfare programs such as WIC. There should be a greater support for people to buy healthy foods. Increase funding so people are able to buy more fresh fruits and vegetables for their children so that they're able to limit the cheap, high in sugar and fatty foods for their children. There should be a restriction on the types of processed foods that can be bought as well. There should be no exceptions when it comes to any sort of alcohol or cigarettes that can be bought with any sort of government-funded help, such as this, as well as any other unnecessary items that may be purchased. And along with welfare restrictions, there should be an increase and community programs that will help to promote healthy, active programs for children. There should be a committee in place that is responsible for coordinating such events. Volunteers can come together to create programs such as jump roping competitions, obstacle courses, or walks and runs for the whole family, for example. There should also be a greater support for local parks where kids are able to go and run around and be physical. This can help encourage them to get off the couch and be healthy. So what this means. Well, this will cause some controversy because it will impact those on welfare directly by enacting stricter enforcements on what will be covered and purchased under the program. We must look at the overall goal. And this is definitely to increase a healthy childhood that will also promote healthy adults. By developing community programs to coordinate events that will promote greater physical activity, kids will be encouraged to get outdoors and do healthy activities along with their families and children their age, all while having fun and doing good things for both their health now and in the future.